You're listening to the Droematic Show podcast.
Welcome back to the Droematic Show podcast. This is your host, Droematic, along with my special co-host tonight, Mrs. Billie Joe Flythe. Billie, how's it going?
It is going great.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself. Where are you originally from?
I am from Northampton County, Lasker, North Carolina, and I'm a practice manager in an OBGYN practice in Ahoskie. I do radio with What's Happening Entertainment Radio.
Go ahead and give that plug one more time because I'm sure they're going to appreciate it. Plug it one more time.
What's Happening Entertainment Radio.
What do you guys usually do for that radio station typically?
We do a morning coffee talk show, Tony Jenkins and myself, and we talk about anything and everything, celebrities, day-to-day, news stories, crazy stories, anything.
Did you ever think you would get into radio?
Never, ever, but I love it.
How'd they talk you into it? Was it like a really long conversation to get you into it, or they just say, hey, you know what, you want to try this, and you just jumped on it? Or?
That's exactly how it happened.
Just like that?
Hey, I have a radio station. Do you want to come and have a show? And I was like, yes.
Before you actually started radio, did you have do you have a special radio station that you listen to, or like any type of media personalities that you look up to, like growing up?
Yes. It's kind of Ace and TJ.
Ace and TJ in the morning?
I like them.
They're pretty good. Like, they have one of the most entertaining shows in the morning. And they're based out of, is it Jacksonville, North Carolina?
Jacksonville or Charlotte something
somewhere
like that.
But those guys are really entertaining.
Funny.
How long have they been on there? I just got on to them maybe about 5 or 6 years ago.
That's 10 years or more, I think. 10
years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm guessing. But I used to listen. Before them, it was Greg Brady.
Greg Brady. I'm not familiar with Greg Brady.
He and two other, and it was a female. I love to listen to females. I love to get their, I like to get ideas from them. How they talk. Their personalities.
I mean, you got to have your own personality, to succeed in this. You really got to have your personality, and you got a lot of it.
Sometimes I have too much personality.
Too much personality?
Yeah. That's okay. It's me.
Have you always really been outspoken like that when you were younger growing up?
Yes.
Or you have?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. I've always been very vocal. But I know how to balance it out.
Were you like the class clown in school?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Seriously?
I was.
I thought you were going to say, no, I wasn't the class clown, but wow.
Yeah, I was. Mm-hmm. I would say I was. I was voted most likely to succeed in my class.
That's cool.
But I don't.
You feel like you've been let down?
Yeah, sorry, class of 95.
No. You can't say you were let down.
Class of 95.
Class of 95?
Yeah, we're getting ready to have a class reunion in September.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
25 years.
Oh, wow. 25 years.
Raleigh. We are going to throw down.
Wow. What are you guys going to do? Is it like, are you guys renting like a ballroom, or what are you guys doing?
I kind of saw a little bit on Facebook, all that's being planned, and I was just like, I'm going.
Do you still stay in contact with any of your old classmates?
Yep.
How many of them?
There was like a class. I think we had like 150 in our class.
The graduating class?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe a handful.
Handful?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I'm always the only white girl that shows up.
No. I mean, was it predominantly black people, or?
No, I don't think it was. It's just, they include me in everything, and I just.
Because you got flavor, right?
I got flavor,
You got flavor.
As the girl at work says, you got jungle fever.
Got jungle fever. That's cool. Well, Billie, again, I'm glad to have you on the show here. I'm really looking forward to learning because I'm not really going to have too many shows with you, so I just wanted to try to get one in here. But on tonight's show, we are going to be talking about privileged teens. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of parents out there that has a child that just seems like they're unappreciative of what they've been given.
Oh,
Billie, how old is your daughter? You have a daughter, right?
She's 15. Yes.
15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe you guys' relationship over the last couple of years? I guess since she's probably been, maybe about 13. From 13 up until this point, how has the relationship been between you guys?
We have a good relationship, but I'm not one of those parents that think their child is perfect. I know that she's going to do some stupid crap. I know that.
How do you prepare for something like that? You're thinking that you want to be so protective of her, but I mean, like, what do you do to just prepare for that? You're thinking like she's gonna meet this guy, and then you're thinking, okay, well, no pregnancies or anything like that. Like, what runs through your mind, and like, what are some of the things you feel like you can maybe do to try to prevent this?
I keep her with me at all times.
You don't.
Her friends want to come over. I'm like, come on over here. I don't. She's not one that wants to go and stay away from home. I don't hover over her. Mm-hmm. I'm not one of those. We have lots of conversations, real conversations.
Real conversations.
And the older she gets, the more realer, is that a word, that I am with her.
Oh, wow. Really?
I tell her straight up, this is what's going to happen.
So you guys actually broke the birds and the bees conversation.
Oh, yeah.
You actually did that.
Well, she has health education at school, and so we started talking about STDs.
Should they be the ones to really bring that into fruition? With I feel like it should be like the parents to do that.
Yeah,
How beneficial is it for like a stranger to tell your kids about sex?
I think in a way, the teacher really did talk about some stuff that I probably would have a hard time explaining to her.
You having a hard time, really?
Yeah,
really.
When
wow.
You're talking about STDs and I don't know. When she was talking about it with me, I was like, okay, it's time. Like, I didn't realize. So
did she ask you a specific question, or what took place? Do you remember exactly what happened?
She asked me something about herpes or something. Like, we were talking about it.
Oh, wow. Like, out of all things, your daughter asked you about herpes. What's
herpes? Or I can't remember. It was something about I don't know. I can't remember exactly. But I was just like, you know what? Let's talk about it. Well, you got to ask me.
Right. And you guys just started talking at that point.
We talk about it all the time.
Wow. So many parents are actually scared to talk about it. Like, they'll go to like different subjects, but they will not talk about sex with their kids for some reason.
You gotta do it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Those kids are going to have sex. And
there's no way to stop it, basically.
Nope. You cannot stop it. If they meet somebody, and you remember being a teenager?
Yeah, I do. I remember how it was.
I mean, you can't. It's going to happen if they.
And going back to what you said earlier about trying to keep her with you, do you feel like if you shelter them like that, you feel like that sometimes can sometimes backfire on them?
Oh, absolutely. That's why you have to. Like, she's with me all the time from her choice. That's her choice.
Right.
Like, she wanted to come tonight, but I need, she can't.
Need some space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I absolutely think if I was sheltered, by the time you let me loose, I probably wouldn't be married right now. Because I got married at 18, 19. No, I'm sorry. I started dating my husband at 18 or 19. Got married at 20, 21.
Was that an easy decision to get married at 20? Like, do you feel like it was
so easy?
I mean, like, you were just high sprung on love?
Yeah, I love you. I could not live without you. I have to marry you right now. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She's
like Jill to me to get married. But, that's just
me. You know what? But that was the way I was raised.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get married. You're supposed to have children. Mm-hmm. I do not want to raise her like that.
Right.
You need to experience life. You need to find yourself, know what you want. But I think now, our generation, the kids that we have are not getting married as quickly as we did.
Why do you think they aren't getting married as quick as your generation?
I think because we're putting it in their heads.
What do you mean? Be more specific about it.
A lot of people that I know that are my age tell their kids the same thing. Find yourself. Don't settle for just anybody just to be married.
How long does it take for someone to actually really find themselves? So honestly,
I think.
You think it's just like within just the 4 years of college?
No, you don't even know. That's just experimenting.
That's basically an experimental phase.
That's what I think. I think you do not really know yourself until you're in your 30s.
Your 30s?
Yeah.
That long?
Yeah.
You think there's a difference between guys and girls to learn themselves? I feel like guys learn themselves a little bit quicker. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel like we learn ourselves a little bit quicker than you guys. You guys will make a bunch of bad decisions, like back to back, like the same exact back to back issues. Like you guys will make the same mistakes.
Women are cuckoo. Yes.
You're right about that.
We want to try out so many different things. And then I think that, though, I do think that if you wait too long to get married, you're going to be so picky. And everything is going to be his head's too big or his teeth aren't white enough. Or, I mean, it's going to be anything. So the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to find somebody.
You know what? I can vouch for that. I always thought, because I was raised in like church. My parents, like, they kept me in church like all the time, like going through like Sunday nights, even after like Sunday service. Like I would go Sunday night, Tuesday I would go to like Bible study, and then you got choir practice, and just constantly just going to church and just being sheltered like that. But luckily enough, I was really level-headed when I was younger, so I didn't really kind of push out like that. It was like a foundation for me. And I think at that point that kind of matured me to kind of, just be on the right path and not make too many mistakes. I never really got arrested or anything like that when I was really young or anything like that. Never got into drugs and stuff like that. So I think it was a little bit beneficial for me. But it seems like some of the other people or girls that were at my church, like them being really sheltered like that, having to wear skirts and stuff like that, can't really be yourself and stuff like that. Once they started getting older and I watched them, like now, like they changed so much. I felt like, it was kind of, I feel like it was just a little bit detrimental to their lifestyles because they rebelled so much. Like even like, they always say like the pastor's kids are always the worst and stuff like that. Yeah. But, just being sheltered like that. I mean, you want to do right by your parents and shelter and protect your kids, but sometimes just sheltering them like that, it can just bounce back against you really bad. Yes,
I do agree with that. But I think that, you should bring your children up in church. I do think you need to surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
Good,
What do you think about the statement, it takes a whole community to raise a child? I mean, is that really a true statement?
I think that it definitely helps. They see, we have a tight community. Mm-hmm. So if that's what you're talking about, that kind of community. Yeah, we have a really tight community, and they all are very involved in our lives. Mm-hmm. We do stuff with them all the time, so they keep an eye on her.
So let me ask you something, Billy. How do you think things would be if you were in a bigger city with your family at this point? Where do you think things would be different about your lifestyle and actually raising your daughter? What do you think? Do you think it would be a bigger difference if you were in like a larger metropolitan city?
Probably not. We're very simple. I wouldn't, not simple as in.
Well, no, you're only simple because you're in a rural area and that's how you're raised. I'm saying, but if you feel like you,
I think we go to Wake Forest right often. We have my best friend lives there and she is busy. I mean, Wake Forest is growing; it's huge. So when we go, we're very, very busy. We're on the go all the time. So I don't know. Like I think that she would be. My child would probably be a little bit wilder.
If you can be honest, do you think she's really appreciative of what you and your husband do for her these days?
Oh my God, do you know that's the craziest thing? She texted me today.
What'd she say?
Out of the blue. Like, honestly, I'm at work. I get a text from her. She's like, I know I don't tell you often enough, but thank you for everything you do for me. I love you. I was like,
and that just came out of blue. She's not used to saying something like that to you?
Never.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what is wrong?
Did you pick up that something like happened maybe at school or something like that?
Well, she hasn't gone back to school yet. It starts Monday, but I was just like, is something wrong? She was like, no, I just felt like I haven't told you that in a very long time, and I want to tell you.
You know what? I've actually, I was telling you earlier off the air that my daughter came down. I think this was the first time I actually heard her cry over a boy. Like it was just most like all I could do, I just had to kind of look away a little bit, but it was like the first time I actually heard her kind of cry because of a guy did something like that she didn't appreciate.
I hate that.
It's so difficult raising girls.
It is.
It is extremely hard. It's just like stress all the time. Like I'm a guy, like when I was younger like that, I know I didn't put my parents through that much stuff.
No, girls are so different. They're so dramatic.
Oh, that's
Their
the perfect word.
hormones are going all over the place, and it's wild. She broke it to me when her and her little boyfriend broke up. I didn't even want her to have a boyfriend, and she asked me.
She asked you because you have.
She said, "Can he be my boyfriend before I go?" And
Well, that's pretty cool because a lot of young girls they won't even ask permission. Like they'll just
We had a long
they see
talk
they see a
about
cute guy and they just go.
And I was like, if this is what you want to do, I was like, but I'm going to be honest with you. I said, it's not going to last. I mean,
Billy, you can't tell a 15-year-old girl that's not gonna last. Even though you know it's not gonna last, you can't tell them
I
that.
think I want her to be, I want her to have
I understand you being real, but holy cow, you don't tell a young girl. Jesus Christ.
Bad. But anyway, he talked to another little girl and it got back to her.
Oh, man.
So she said, no, we can be friends, but that's it. I was like,
man.
You can't be his friend anymore. It's not going to happen.
That sucks.
So now she's so worried about liking somebody because she's so scared. I'm like, unfortunately, you've got to
Guys are
trust
just jerks.
at some point.
Unfortunately, guys are just jerks. And guys, I'm sorry about that, but
Girls are jerks. It's all a game.
What do you mean?
It's a game from the time, like when she liked him and she wanted to ask him to homecoming. The beginning of
Wait, she asked him
She asked him to homecoming.
Oh, wow.
Because she gets that from her mom, and she's strong. Like she's gonna get to
And
it.
you have the one of the strongest personalities. Jesus.
But she wanted to. I said, just ask him. Just say, would you like to go to homecoming? No, Mama. I got to. No, that ain't how you do it. You got to start out like, hey, just, I don't know, but beating around the bush. It was all back and forth. She was like, oh, by the way, we're going to the homecoming. Would you go? Would you like to go? Mm-hmm. And then he was like, yeah, I'd like to go. Oh. Like, why didn't you just ask him in the first place? This took 2 hours.
Oh, wow, 2 hours.
And then
Was she trying to build up the nerve to do it, or?
She just wanted to make sure she won't go make a fool of herself.
Right.
So she had to.
Were they friends beforehand?
Yes.
Okay, that always usually makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, they were friends before, but not anymore.
So, Billy, what do you think? What do you think about this generation again? Like, what's causing them to just not be appreciative of things?
We did what? Parents.
So you blame.
We give them everything they want.
But isn't that what we're supposed to do as parents? Why do you say that? Why do you disagree?
My mom and daddy did not give me everything I wanted, and I got my tail beat all the time.
It was how many of you guys?
5.
5 kids. Mm-hmm. All right.
I did not get everything I wanted. I was told no a lot.
Were you the youngest? Mm-hmm. You were?
Yeah. And I back talked and I got my tail beat and but I appreciated everything. Like now I look back at it and I'm like, now I know why I didn't get everything.
And you felt like you were high strung when you were younger also, like just your personality.
Yes.
That's
why I got in trouble.
Did your parents, they kind of knew that it was something different about you, like you were just going to be like a live wire? Could they tell?
Yeah, like I stayed in trouble. I mean, I didn't do drugs and I didn't go to jail or anything.
Right.
But I just had, like, I had things I needed to say. I needed to do,
And where did you get that from? Like, is your father like that, or where did it come from?
I don't know.
Are your sisters and brothers, are they anything
crazy.
like you?
Yes, but I bring it out of them. They feed, like we feed,
off of each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if they're alone, no, they wouldn't do it.
Wow.
So we feed off of each other.
Wow, you just get weed whoopings and.
I got beat all the time.
What do you feel like society made a mistake by not allowing people to beat their kids these days? What do you feel about it? How do you feel about that?
I think that I do believe spanking helps. I think you need to discipline your children. I mean, I don't think you should beat them, and I don't think you should spank them in public. You scare them. You say, when I get home, beat your tail.
Yeah.
That's enough. That did it for me right then. I mean, I was like, yes, sir.
What are the differences between you and your husband compared to how your mom and your dad. Do you see any difference or similarities to the way they raise you compared to how you guys raise your daughter currently?
There's some similarities. My stomach's growling. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
My daddy's temper was short. Like, he had a very short fuse. So I knew.
You don't consider yourself daddy's little girl, did you?
Yeah, I was a little bit. But
that doesn't sound very assuring.
No, I don't think I was daddy's little girl. I wanted to be, but it just wasn't gonna happen. I mean, they were like in their mid-40s when I was born.
Yeah.
So they were tired.
Tired at that point.
It was like, just please survive.
Yeah.
So I think that today, my husband and I, we're a little bit like our parents, both of them, both sets, but we give in a lot. We give in.
Why is it that you feel like you guys give in?
I feel like we owe it to her because she's the only child.
So that's the only child.
She's their only child. So I feel like we owe it to her to give her as much as we don't give her everything she wants. But if we're able to give it to her, we want to give it to her because we're scared she's going. Well, I think we worry that she's lonely.
What do you mean lonely? Because she doesn't have any other siblings?
Mm-hmm. So we're like...
Is that more so guilt?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We just didn't want any more. It was hard. One child was hard.
Was she a decision or a mistake?
No, she was definitely a decision. 3 years.
Oh, 3 years.
Yeah. So she was definitely a decision. But everybody told me, she is such a good child. Don't do it anymore. Your second one would not be that good.
Oh, really? Wow.
What? I'm going to listen.
You feel you never had like the I guess what's the word I'm looking for here? You never
baby fever or something?
Yeah, the baby fever. You never had that?
Yeah, like when she was little, we talked about it. When she was like 3, I was like, if we're going to do it, let's go ahead and do it. But I was already, I don't know. I was
already what?
I had already gotten I was big. I felt fat, and I was just like, I don't.
What is it that
just more fat?
After women have, because I talked about that on one show where after you have like a baby, is it postpartum depression or?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you actually have that too?
No, I was happy.
You were happy?
Yeah, I was good.
What do you think made it so successful for you to actually be happy after you had your baby?
I had a baby. Like, for a woman to have a child that you wanted so bad, like that was, I feel like that was my purpose on this earth.
To be a mother.
Yeah, to be a mama.
Did you have her naturally? Any birth problems or anything like that?
Nope. 9 pounds.
9 pounds. Holy cow! How much did you weigh when you were pregnant? You remember?
I think I was up to like.
You're like a tick with blood, like.
I was a big girl. I actually was about 250, 260 or something.
And you had her in your early 25, 26? Or?
Yeah, mid 20s.
Do you still have like baby fever at this point? Do you feel like you wish you maybe had a second one? Sometimes, every once in a while. You see like a family member or something like that, or just like a friend of yours, and they just come like with a newborn baby, and this is just like kind of bring back memories. Like, you know what? It would be somewhat cool to maybe have had like a second child, like every once in a while.
No.
Are you serious?
I work in an OB practice. I see babies all day long, screaming, crying, circumcising babies.
Oh, man.
I'm like,
No.
Because you know what I see when those mamas come in there?
What's that?
Sleepless nights.
Sleepless nights.
I don't miss that one bit.
What advice would you give to a single parent these days?
A single parent.
A single parent. Oh. What type of advice would you give them?
Wow. I don't know.
Because you were pretty fortunate. You know, it was you and your husband. But a lot of girls out here these days, I mean, they're basically raising these babies single. And you're not talking about 1 or 2, sometimes even up to 3 babies.
Oh, yeah.
What type of advice would you give them?
Man.
Like, what type of advice? Like, what? I mean, that's just so rough.
I wouldn't even know where to begin for a single parent. Just, as my mama would say, love your children, but you don't have to love their friends.
Love their friends.
Do not love their friends.
Why not?
Trust your children, but do not trust their friends.
Don't trust their friends. Who has the most influence? Family, which is mom and dad, or are we talking about just their peers? Like,
I think their peers have more influence. But you've got, as a parent, you've got to communicate with your children. You've got to have conversations that you don't want to. You've got to apologize when you've been ugly.
Is there times when you feel like you were in the wrong when you talk
all the time. My daughter is very smart. She is a God-fearing teenager. She loves God. I mean, she reads the Bible. She will pick it up and she will read scriptures to me in a heartbeat.
So she's not like a heathen like her mother.
No. Sometimes I look at her and I'm like, where did you come from? I mean, you must be like your daddy, because I would consider myself a Christian woman.
What similarities do you see in her from you? Do you see any?
Spunkiness.
She's spunky?
She's spunky. She loves to go out. She loves to have fun. She loves socializing. She gets that from me. She loves to be silly.
Yeah.
She gets her seriousness from her daddy. So she's serious like he is. Very mild-mannered, smart.
Yeah.
And he's a deacon at church, and I'm over here like, what the hell?
The heathen.
I am, but he loves it. I don't know.
That's cool. Opposites attract, man. That's what they say. Opposites attract. I don't know how he deals with that personality, because it's strong for 20 plus years, man.
He's like, you need to settle down a little bit.
And it looks like you're not slowing.
No, I will slow down when I'm dead.
When you're dead, right? Like you said earlier, though, just living your life, man. You know, just life is so short these days, and just enjoying yourself, man. Just try to stay stress-free and just kind of do what you want to do.
Well, yeah, be smart, make good choices. That's what I tell everybody. That's like my going phrase. Just make good choices.
How soon are you thinking about doing the truck thing? Like, how serious are you going to take that?
How long I've been wanting to do coffee truck?
How long?
Probably, I would say 5 or 6 years.
I'm telling you guys, Billie has like the really, really, really cool idea of actually starting a mobile coffee shop. Like, how cool would that actually be, just to travel the country just selling and just drinking something that you love? Like, that would be so cool.
Oh my God, I love coffee. I don't know. I do coffee talk shows. I just wish I could afford.
You know what would be cool?
What?
We need to actually do a GoFundMe for your mobile shop. That would actually be really cool.
You know what? A friend of mine named Joe, he sells coffee. He actually sells cold coffee. It's called Cold Joe Brew or something.
What do you mean, like iced coffee? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, he sells it in bottles. We haven't had a chance to get together. He lives in California. But he sells it, and he's like, you need to get it, girl. And I'm like,
I mean, see, that's your mentor right there. Like, somebody that you can really talk to and really get you going. Like a few of my other shows, we always talk about, we want to start businesses, but we never have like a mentor to kind of get you to the steps of each process and get it going. But you're fortunate enough to have somebody that's going to help you out and kind of talk to you a little bit.
Yeah, you got to have a business plan. I don't have to do all that stuff.
You have to do necessarily a business plan. Seriously, Billie.
To get a loan, I got to have a loan to buy all the stuff.
You don't necessarily need a loan. You can always go for investors or angel investors. So what an angel investor, that's meaning you don't have to go through like a bank to get the money. Sometimes you just talk to individuals, just basic people, and just tell them your vision. And if they see your vision and they see that you're passionate about it, they give you the money. You can do some type of partial ownership or something like that. It's just not going through a business loan, just creating a business plan, then go to a bank and say, hey, here's my business plan. And there's so many avenues of actually raising funds. Even like, what's the other thing? You can actually go online, and then you can actually, it's called, I can't think of the name right now. You got me drunk a little bit, but It's a way that you get, it's like group funding and things like that, and they can just put your money. You just like provide them with like samples of your coffee or something like that as a prize or something like that for them donating to your business. And crowdfunding, that's the name of it. Crowdfunding. That's basically what's been going on the last 6 or 7 years on the internet. You basically put your information on a website, and basically people they hear your pitch, and what they'll do is they'll just donate anywhere from, you can start with $1 to about $1,000, and for each amount that they give you, you can give them a high price, or you can also give them a stake in the company or something like that, or just give them like a really cool t-shirt or mug, something like that, from $1 to $5. And crowdfunding is how some people actually get started. Everybody don't go the traditional way anymore of just, hey, going to the bank and, you know, depending on the bank to give you money. So it's just so many creative ways that you can do to just start raising funds.
I never knew about crowdfunding. I've heard GoFundMe. Is that right?
And GoFundMe, that's kind of sort of like,
you have to like,
Kickstarter is a really good one. It's a really good one.
Tell me about Kickstarter.
Kickstarter is cool.
But it's like if you say, okay, I need 20,000, and you have like 6 months. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
You have to raise you've got to get 20,000. If you don't, the money is not yours. Am I right?
Money isn't yours. I think they've changed that on some sites where they'll let you get some of the money. Like maybe if you're short like $5,000 or $6,000, I think there's maybe like some interest on it or something like that. But yeah, you have the game plan down. That's exactly right. But yeah, I would definitely do that, Billy. Like, you have a really cool idea.
Thank you. I thought it was pretty cool. But, you know.
You want to tell the listeners the name of it? That'd be really cool. You tell them that.
Okay, well, my name is Billie Joe, and my initials are... This is crazy. I haven't even told my husband. He's going to kill me.
Well, you're going to tell 2 million people, so let it out.
Okay, so my name's Billie Joe. My initials are BJ. So I was thinking, you know, coffee, you drink it in the morning. So it could be BJ in the morning.
That's too funny. That is just too funny.
An awesome.
But the marketing aspect of it, that, like, man, you have a lot of guy customers, though, for sure. A lot of guy customers.
And it's the way you put the creamer in the coffee.
Man,
I mean, you could really.
This sounds so naughty yet satisfying. Naughty, but satisfying.
It's all innocent.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a great pitch.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
It is a great pitch.
So anybody listening that wants to, you know, get involved with this, hit me up.
Yeah, hit her up. Yeah, that'd be so cool.
It's really a good idea, and it is my goal.
Yeah.
Like this is my goal, and it's okay if I never get to it, but I have a dream.
Who turned you on to coffee? Like, what was your first cup of Joe?
My mama, when I was a little girl.
Wow. You drinking coffee as a youngin'?
As a youngin'.
Wow.
I having biscuits and coffee. Yeah, I would have coffee with my mama.
You like it dark or what?
No, I like I like dark coffee. I like half and half and some Splenda.
Mm-hmm. All right. Coffee talk. Go ahead and plug your show again.
Oh, my radio show?
Yeah, go ahead and plug it.
Morning Coffee Talk on What's Happening Entertainment Radio. And it's on from 8 to 9 a.m.
How can they actually listen? Isn't it like an app or something like that you were telling me about?
Simple Radio app. You go to the App Store, Simple Radio, and then you search What's Happening Entertainment Radio. And then from there, you download the app.
And again, it's called...
the apps. You have the app. You search for What's Happening Entertainment Radio.
And also, you're coming out with your own podcast also as well, right?
Yes, Keel Coffee Talk. And Keel is my maiden name, Keel. So I started my own podcast, and I've got 27 listeners.
Yeah, 27 listeners? That's pretty good. Better than 3 or 4.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
You know what? I think, Billy, I'm just going to profess this down. You're going to just be like the queen of soccer moms. Like, you're just going to have like 80 to 90,000 soccer moms listening in on your show.
Oh, I would love that. Like, do you listen? Have you ever seen Darren Knight?
No.
He's a comedian?
No.
You've got to watch him.
He
makes fun of Southern moms.
Southern moms?
Southern moms.
Darren Knight. Let me Google him.
Darren Knight. He is a he. And he likes to make fun of Southern mamas. and he will joke on us so hard. He puts himself like he talks. He's pretending like he's talking like us.
So is he a Yankee or is he from the South also?
Yeah, I think he's definitely from the South. But he tours and he does stand up, and he is hilarious. You would like him.
Do you get a chance to travel much these days, Billie?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
Work and where am I going to go?
I mean, it's places to go. I mean, there are places to go. I mean, what else do you like to do other than drink coffee? You have to have some type of other passions. Seriously. You got to have some type of other passions.
I actually like to visit coffee shops, not like Starbucks. I mean, like cell phone coffee shops. I like
cell phone coffee. What
like
is that?
Little
hole in the wall coffee shop.
Yeah, I like to travel. I like to go to North Carolina.
Like mom and pop coffee shops. You meaning?
Little shops, and I like to dress up when I go in there. Like
dress up how? What do you mean?
I wear like the old grandma glasses and the scarves, and we sit in there and pretend like we're having coffee talk in the shop.
Right.
And people are like they're scared a little bit, but they want to be a part of it. So we end up drawing people into it.
Like you guys have like your recorders out, like your phones, or what do you mean? Like
we have our phones, and we sit it down and we record, or we'll get people to take pictures of us in there together.
I mean, do you have to have permission to do that from the owner? Before you guys...
I've never really asked for permission.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you would.
But I love to do radio too. I love to just go to events and listen to music. And
who are some of your favorite musicians? I never asked you that. I haven't asked you that yet.
Huge country fan.
Country?
I love Jennifer Nettles.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a picture. Did you do some type of Photoshop there? I was like, that does not look organic.
I love to pretend like I've met her and like.
Has she come out with the album lately?
Yes, her last album was called "I Do Hard Things." I can do hard things, and she's just awesome.
Who's she signed to now?
I don't know. She's still with Sugarland.
Sugarland.
But she did some. Sugarland is the name of her band.
Yeah.
I don't know who she's. I don't know.
Who else do you like other than her? Any?
Little Big Town.
Little Big Town.
The blonde, the big. Have you seen her?
No, I'm not familiar with Little Big Town.
Little Big Town's a country band. It's 2 men, two women. They're great. They sing Girl Crush, and that's my favorite song.
Girl Crush. How does that go? If you don't mind, sing a little bit of that.
No.
Billie, come on. You got the voice.
Oh my God.
You can sing just a little bit, just to kind of remind people exactly like how that song actually sounds. I'm trying to think.
You know what it sounds like.
Oh no, honest to God, I don't remember how it sounds. I remember the name. I just don't remember how it sounds. Like if you just like hum the melody, maybe they just kind of help me out a little bit. Like you don't even have to just.
All right.
A little bit more.
I've got a girl crush. I hate to admit it, but I've got a hard rush. Ain't slowing down.
Oh my goodness.
I got it real bad. On everything she has. That smile and that midnight laugh she's giving you now.
Oh man, let me find out Billie got a voice. Billie got a voice.
To sing.
I love that song
all the time.
I love that song. You got one of the coolest videos of was that just like old 90s rock or what were you guys?
Yes, that's all. I love 90s, 80s and 90s.
You know, what's some of the good 90 rock stations that we have in North Carolina? I'm trying to think of some. Like all of them, they'll last for like a year or two,
maybe?
and then they'll just kind of just go away.
106.9 maybe.
106.9.
I think that's like some big hair bands maybe.
80 soft rock maybe, something like that. Yeah,
then you got, what is it? Sirius FM. That's whatever it's called. I don't know. I have CDs. I'm still
listening to CDs.
Yeah.
Telling your age, right?
Yes. I listen to Poison. That pumps me up in the mornings.
Poison is cool.
Yes.
I like Poison. So you're not Kenny Rogers. Was that before your time?
That's way before my time. Oh my God. Yes. I do like Kenny Rogers. He's very handsome.
Kenny Rogers is pretty cool. Like, he has some really cool music. It's a little depressing, some songs, like when I was younger, so because I really couldn't get into country too much, but listen to him. Now, one country artist I did listen to was Garth Brooks. Like, I actually like some of Garth Brooks' songs. I actually like some of his songs. They're pretty good.
What about his alter ego? What's his name? You know?
His alter ego?
He's got an alter ego. It's weird. It's a weird name.
And he actually sings using the alter ego?
Yes. He wanted... All right, you remember when Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, the whole... Okay. Mm-hmm. Right before she came out, Garth Brooks... It's kind of like that. But Garth Brooks' idea was he wanted to have an alter... He wanted to have somebody else he could be.
Yeah.
And sing different music. Maybe a little bit rock and roll, maybe. Mm-hmm. People didn't accept it. They were just...
Why not?
I don't know. I think people were confused. They didn't understand what he was doing.
But it was a gimmick, though, right? Basically.
Yeah, it was just more money.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody was really accepted to it. So then when Hannah Montana came out and all that, I was like, this is what he was... I had to watch it. My child was watching it. But I was like, this is what he was trying to do. And now, from what I saw recently, he is still doing it. Because it was like an anniversary of something.
And you don't know the name of it?
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I didn't know he had like alter ego.
It's weird. It's a weird name. Like,
I'm trying to Google it now.
I want to say Kane, or maybe I'm wrong.
Is it like a darker version of him?
Yes. It's like a lot of hair, like a younger version of him.
Actually, you know what? I think I may have just... No, that's not him. Somehow it's showing up as Chris Gaines.
Yes, that's it. I knew it was Kane, something like that.
Is that what you're talking about right now?
Yes. That crazy looking.
I mean, that doesn't even look like Garth.
So that was his idea. But no, I don't think a lot of people were into it.
All right, so it just didn't catch on like it was supposed to.
That's why I was surprised that he posted it. But I like his wife. I think Trisha Yearwood is pretty darn awesome. She is beautiful.
They didn't get divorced?
He divorced his wife to be with her, I think.
How long was he with the previous?
Oh, I don't know. Years, many years.
Country music, I guess, in today's age, like, do you still listen to some of the new country artists, or no?
Yeah, I've listened to, but they're all the same. I feel like
what do you mean all the same?
They sing about the same thing. A truck, a tailgate, dancing on it. I'm like, y'all, come on. Like, not everybody has a big truck and a big tailgate, and they're going to dance on it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Let's sing about something else.
Are you into bluegrass?
I love bluegrass. Yes.
I can't get into the bluegrass. I really tried to, but I just can't get into the bluegrass. How'd you get into it? Do you have any family, like maybe really younger? Like,
oh yeah, growing up we camped a lot, and on Saturday nights bluegrass bands would get up and sing.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's why I like it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like Patty Loveless. She sings a lot of bluegrass. Travis Tritt.
Mm-hmm. He's actually in the bluegrass category. Mm-hmm. I thought he was country.
He is country, but he does sing some bluegrass.
Wow, I didn't know that. I always thought he was just like playing country. I would have never known he was involved with bluegrass.
He can sing some good bluegrass music.
Holy cow, I never knew that.
Yep. And Patty Loveless, that's pretty much all I listen to when I listen to bluegrass. But I will go sit and listen to a bluegrass band in a heartbeat. I might not know what they're singing, but...
Are there a lot of bluegrass concerts in the North Carolina area?
Lots of them. A lot of festivals.
Is it just as much as like Kentucky somewhere, or?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah. When was the last time you've been to a
bluegrass?
A bluegrass festival?
Weldon Mills in Weldon, North Carolina. Have you been there?
Never. I've been to Weldon, but I've never been to the festival you're talking about.
Well, Weldon has a new place. I don't know if you noticed when you go over the bridge in Weldon, where the water, you always look at the water when you go over the bridge. There's a big brick building that they went in and renovated it. They just cleaned it up. It's still...
What's Weldon's population? Like, even when we used to play them in sports, like, I think they're like a 1A school. I think they were like a really, really small town.
They are very small. But it is doing so good. This guy went in. His name is Bruce.
Uh-huh.
And Bruce Tyler. and he went in and fixed up this place, and he has a bar and a big patio, and on the weekends he has live music, and he serves alcohol, beer, whatever, but it's nice.
Is it for the older crowd?
Our age.
Your age. You mean your age.
Your age. You're right there with me. So, he has all different types of music come in. He has some bluegrass one night. We went.
Oh, that's cool.
Listen to it. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's great. You would really like to go out there.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
You could definitely do some, mingling, and do your business. Get some people up here on this.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get some music people. I'm trying to get more local artists and stuff to try to branch out, but mainly in this area it's just more so hip hop, and there's a few guitarists, but I always try to branch out to try to find multiple genres because I'm a fan of all different types of genres. So
yeah,
I'm just a huge music fan in general.
Did you used to sing?
Actually, I used to rap. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Believe it or not, this sophisticated guy that you're talking to now, I used to have some ill lyrics. I used to really.
I have to look that up.
I had 5 feet long dreadlocks, and we used to just go to the studio. I'm surprised I haven't seen any my pictures or something. I got a few of them on Facebook and stuff.
On Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook,
okay.
And I think Instagram also.
Instagram too?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a dreadlock like a baby Bob Marley. My dreadlocks.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I'm gonna have to go further down on my pictures to look. That's crazy.
But I don't know. I just kind of got out. I don't know. Life got serious, so I had a baby and stuff like that. So
you had to cut.
I had to stop playing pretty much and just get serious at that point.
Yeah, we all have to do that. We got to grow up.
Yeah, I have to grow up. Yeah, I'm still actually learning how to do the parenting thing. I'm actually still learning, even after 14 years. I'm still learning.
Yeah, I learn something new every day. I mean, now she's getting ready to take driver's ed. Well, she's already taken driver's ed. I'm sorry, she's getting ready to get her permit.
And is she a freshman or a sophomore?
She's going sophomore.
She's gonna be a sophomore this year.
Monday.
What are you expecting this year from her?
Stress.
As being a sophomore?
A lot of stress with her.
What do you think some of the things she's probably going to experience at this point as a sophomore?
She's going to have to. It's going to hit her that there's no more playing around with schoolwork. I mean, you're going to get this done. You're going to make good grades for all this extra stuff.
But she's always been making good grades, so you never had a problem with her doing that, though, right?
She's made some C's and.
I mean, E's and
No.
I'm completely failing.
No. But there's no need. There's no excuse for making a C in her school.
Does she have any? What's the word? Any type of school activities that she do, band or?
We don't even have a band. Our school's so small. There's 8 people in her class.
8 people.
8. There's no.
You're kidding me?
No.
8 people. That's really small.
Kids in her class. So
Wow.
her graduating class. It depends on if more kids come, but yeah. So my husband coaches.
So wait. So how large is the high school?
We have 130 kids.
Total for the entire high school. I thought we were small, in this area right here, but
I mean, high school. I'm talking it goes from kindergarten up to graduation.
oh, so it's just one
130.
combined.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's really small.
Very, very small.
But I mean, you can see that as I guess maybe as a good thing though, because you can kind of keep track of what's going on. Sometimes I would probably say.
Yeah, I mean, safety is a huge relief. You know where she is.
Mm-hmm.
She walks home. We live right there at the school.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just that goes a long way.
Speaking of which, Billy, it's funny that you mentioned safety. What about these 2 school shootings that took place last week? How bad was that?
That was, oh my God. I can't even imagine I don't know, the Walmart shooting.
Yeah.
The school shooting. I'm what is happening? What is wrong with these kids? What is wrong with these people? What it triggers their brain to want to be so hateful and kill somebody?
Mental health. Are we addressing mental health like we're supposed to as a society?
I think.
Where are we dropping the ball at?
Oh God, parents are dropping the ball at.
You blame the parents for this?
I do.
Seriously, Billy, you blame the parents. You're going to get a lot of slack for that. You actually blame the parents for that.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is when kids are little and they come to you with, I don't know, I just think parents need to really pay more attention to what's going on in their kids' life. I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent. I know my child's going to do things behind my back, but like Columbine, like those boys were downstairs in the basement. They were planning all this.
Okay, so you're saying now kids shouldn't have their own privacy.
Now,
I mean, that's
they
what
should have their privacy, but when your kids start wearing dark clothes and they're being really to themselves and they're different, you should start asking questions.
Okay, so there's a lot of kids. What is it called? The goth look.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think that I'm sorry, I might be stepping on toes, but yes, it's a way of expressing yourselves.
I mean, that's how they look at it. They feel like
that's fine. Express yourself, but parents, you've got to look at them. You've got to ask questions like, why so dark? Like I would ask, like, why are you so dark? Is something wrong? Do you need to talk? Like,
other than that, what other signs do you think like would just point out that there's something going on?
I think that kids are mean, and I think that
but seriously, you weren't mean when you were younger though? There have been to a point where you feel like you were just kind of like somebody at school. I'm not saying like you would pick on their clothes or anything like that, but just tease them. Like it hasn't been.
I was not like that. I can honestly say I was not mean to kids.
A large percentage of your classmates were though. I would assume that, right? That's how my classmates were. They were the same.
I had bullies. I had people that bullied me. But I had friends that would build me up. Like they would do something to take me away from, what I was dealing with at the time.
Yeah.
I think girls and boys who break up, they don't know how to handle all that emotion.
Right.
I think that a lot of more parents today are getting divorced and kids don't know how to handle all that change. Kids are mean to each other. They don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to handle another kid picking on them. I wouldn't know how to handle somebody constantly bullying me all the time. I think the kids, I knew a little girl who committed suicide.
You actually knew a little girl?
I knew a little girl that she didn't live far from us.
Holy cow. How old was she?
She was not even 16 years old. I think she was like 14.
So what was she going through? Like nobody could see the signs early that something's going on with her?
I think that she was dealing with her sexuality and she liked girls. Oh,
so she was bisexual, basically.
Yes.
She felt like maybe her mom and dad maybe wouldn't have accepted that?
No, I think her parents accepted it. I think they were very supportive of her lifestyle. But she was being bullied so bad and picked on so bad about it. By other classmates. Oh, wow. And she committed suicide right in her bedroom one night.
Well, don't mind me asking, how she ended up killing herself? What'd she do?
She hung herself.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yep, and we were...
Right in your community. Mm-hmm. You would never expect anything like that, right?
Nope. I didn't know, I didn't talk to her. I didn't, she wasn't one of my daughter's friends. She went to another school.
Right.
But she had been trying to contact a little fella that played football, that was playing football that night. She kept trying to call him, and he couldn't answer. He was playing football, and she was reaching out to him.
If for some reason he had gotten that phone call, maybe he could have said something to have prevented that.
And he's got to live with that. He feels slightly responsible for that. At such a young age, he feels like if I had been there and I was able to answer that phone,
wow,
she wouldn't have done that.
That's crazy. Do they still have suicide hotlines? I never seen any commercials for those anymore.
They do have suicide hotlines.
They do? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep.
I haven't seen a commercial in years about suicide hotlines.
I think that's all on the internet now. I think you can just type.
You just doing chatting?
A chat.
Is that as effective as actually hearing somebody's voice to try to calm you down, you think?
I don't know. I think people need that line of communication. A lot of people don't want to, I don't think, talk anymore. I think it's easy for them to chat and send pictures and whatever it takes. People are just not happy anymore. They let everything just build up.
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle it. I can see. I mean, I'm not putting anybody down that's ever had a thought of that.
Right.
Because you don't know.
Have you ever been into any type of depression? Any stages of depression? Not to the point where you would just kill yourself, but just kind of go into like a funk where you just like, things just aren't working out like it's supposed to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, back in February, I got really, really sick and was hospitalized. I've talked to you about that. But I got after my second surgery, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't.
So, like, you couldn't even like walk at that point, right?
They wanted me to walk. They wanted me to walk and eat and drink, but I didn't even want to do it. I didn't want to do anything.
It was just so much like emotions that you were going through, like why me and things like that at that point.
Yeah, like 90% of your, am I saying this right?
What?
I'm
gonna just say that you are because I have no clue.
It's part of, it's something in your gut that produces your mood. Maybe I'm saying that. I don't know. Seraphins. Anyway, my gut was my issue with my sickness.
Yeah.
So I was reading up on it because I knew something wasn't right.
You could pick up on it.
Mm-hmm. People were picking up on it,
But at that point, though, wasn't it like scaring you to say, you know what, something's going on? Maybe I need to go get checked out. Like nothing like that kind of registered to you at that point.
I mean, I was like, y'all, please do not leave me in this house by myself one more day. I'm going to lose my mind. But he had to go to work. She had to go to school.
Yeah.
I was begging people to please, somebody just come sit with me. So my mama she came and stayed with me. That helped. Mm-hmm. Just to have somebody to talk to.
Is there a point where you feel like that could have led to death? Can it actually get that bad?
Yes. You could have, that was a bad surgery.
Wow.
That was just a really bad time for me.
Like a really, really low point.
Yes, that was probably the lowest point of my life. So you know what? I had a lot of friends and my husband was stuck right there with me.
So Billie, now for you to return the favor to others, somebody else is like listening to this episode and they're kind of down and out and things just aren't going right in their lives. What advice would you give to them?
Oh gosh, talk to somebody. Just ask somebody to listen to you. You don't need to hear their story. You just want them to hear you. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you and not have to hear their issues. Because the last thing you want is to add more issues to you. Just get somebody to listen to you.
Listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what if they feel like people will judge them if they express themselves and talk about something like that?
Look, if anybody needs to talk, I'm listening. I will listen. I will not judge anybody.
That's good.
You can't judge people. You got to be good to people.
You really do. You really do, man. It's just this mental health and these shootings and things like that. I mean, things are just changing so rapidly. But like I said, good stuff, Billie. I really enjoy that. That was actually some really good conversation. Was that how you expected it would go? You weren't expecting that to do that, did you? I told you I would flip you on the loop, and you did so good on your really, really first podcast show. You did actually really, really good. And you guys, she'll be back definitely for sure. I'm actually going to produce a podcast with her. Hopefully she don't turn her back on me. She actually goes through with it, but it's going to be really cool. So we'll be sending some plugs for that really soon here. So you guys, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed Billie, and hopefully you guys are going to hear some more about her. This has been the Droematic Show podcast. And again, I want to thank all the listeners for listening to us on YouTube and our subscribers on our other platforms. We are signing out, and that's a wrap.
Bye.
You've just listened to the Droematic Show podcast with your host, Droematic.